Welcome to EJH British Cars. Today we're going to do a review of a new tool I bought. This is the Harbor Freight 4.5 inch 5 amp angle grinder. So now they sell a 4 amp angle grinder and this 5 amp, which are very similar, but when I went, I was just going to get the 4 amp, but this was on sale for the same price, so I went with the 5 amp, and I'm buying it. So I have this project, this frame I need to clean. So you can see this fairly heavy rust on it. And I have an angle grinder, but I didn't want to, this is going to make a lot of dust, and I thought it'd be kind of tough on an angle grinder I really like, so I bought a relatively inexpensive one, and if it gets beat up, it doesn't matter. So, to my surprise, this is actually a lot better than I thought it would be. It's very similar in size to my more expensive one. One of the features that I really like is this button. When you push this, it locks the wheel so that you can use the wrench to unbolt the special nut that holds this together. Now, normal grinders that I usually used, you have to put a wrench in here, and you have to hold this wrench and the thing and this wrench to get it undone. So this is much easier. So I really like that feature. It's nice because it takes a full-size flap wheels, has a removable handle, just screws off like so, and then you can put it either side, left or right. So it's got the bosses for either, and then it has it has an on-off switch here. It's a safety switch. It's a little odd because most of the ones that I've used, you can just kind of push them and go, but this one you have to push it forward and then down. This one you have to push forward and then down to lock it in. So I'm sure I'll develop some finger memory. It just works differently. If you're just sort of pushing like this, it doesn't really go. You have to really push it forward and not forward and down. So I don't think that that's really a problem. It's probably good that it's a lot harder for it to turn on accidentally, but it's just something I got to get used to. So as you could hear, I mean, it's an angle grinder. They are fairly noisy, but it was for an angle grinder, it's fairly quiet. That the drivetrain's pretty quiet. I have had some less expensive angle grinders that were probably half again as loud as this easily. So you should still use ear protection because it is loud. And you're particularly grinding, typically you're going to be doing it for quite a while. So definitely want some ear protection, some eye protection. But that's normal for any grinder. So like I say, I haven't used it too much yet. You can see I have used it some. And I'm going to show this to you in a minute. But I've been surprised. It feels good. It feels like it's really good quality. And like I say, I went in just to pick up I think it's a 4 amp is the less expensive, which is under $20. This one usually is $4 or $5 more. It's just not a lot, but it was on sale there. It was sale for exactly the same price as the regular one, so I went with this. Anyway, so let me put on some hearing protection and we will show you this thing at work. So this is a 67-year-old frame, so it's good. Well, it's good iron. It's hard iron or steel, and it's got a lot of wear and tear on it, so here you go. So that's a pretty quick pass. Well, maybe 30 seconds working on this. It's about 30 inches of frame. Here where it's rust, it took it right down to the steel right quickly. And of course there's still some ruts down on the pits. In this darker area, there's actually chassis paint on here still. And so that goes off a lot slower. But I don't want to grind the chassis paint off. If it's been on there 67 years, I think it's going to stay some more. But you can see it made fast work of that. It didn't slow down. It went right through it. It's not too noisy. So overall, I'm really happy that I think I paid $19.95 and $19.99 for this. And that's in California. I'm sure it's less expensive if different parts of the United States. But a good buy to me. I think it's going to do this frame really nicely. So that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.